So there's a big disaster happening right now, obviously, when it comes to race relations and law enforcement. And I want to just kind of make this statement clear. As a male raising a young black man, my son is now 8 years old. I don't know what to tell him when he's 18, 19, and 20, when he's going to drive and going to have fun with his friends. And, it's very scary, especially as a parent, of what's going on here, just knowing that, cops are yanking young black men out of cars, shooting them with no reason or regard for their life. It is disgusting what's happening. And look, I don't plan on protesting about it. It's very hurtful and sad to see. It's been really bothering me over the last week. A person like me typically can work under any conditions. I don't really let many things get to me and bother me. But this is bothering me, and this is getting to me, and it's disgusting. It has to stop. We hope it stops. And do not focus on the loitering and the looting and these kind of things that are happening, because guess what? These things are happening. It's action reaction. These things are happening because people feel like after years, after Martin Luther King, after Malcolm X, after all these men and women that have come across us, that have tried to impact our race relations in a positive manner, we are still dealing with the same problem, same situation over and over and over and over again. And it is not going to stop until that problem corrects itself. I have no solutions for the problem. This is probably why I'm very hesitant to get on these use my platform to talk about this stuff, because guess what? I don't have the answers either. I'm scared just like everybody else is scared. And again, I grew up in a town where I didn't really have to worry about these things. I grew up in Nutley, New Jersey. Wonderful town. They treated me as if my race wasn't even an issue. There was never a time I walked into a restaurant. There was never a time I walked in with a female. There was never a time I did anything that I felt any kind of way. There was never a time we got pulled over when we were kids and we were driving that a cop did anything to me that I felt. And I'm so thankful and proud to have been raised around the Nutley police force, because they were just incredible men and women. If you did something wrong, they corrected you. They made sure you had consequences to your actions if you're speeding, if you're doing anything. But I never felt fear that Officer McDermott or any of these guys, my guys Locurdo and Detective Montanari, were going to shoot me. And these guys are close family friends of mine. And, I love these guys because they've impacted the way I am to this day. These officers, I remember, I have family that's law enforcement as well. It's just disgusting to see what we're seeing. We are not okay. It's not okay. And I really wish that social media, I hope, my only hope for this video and putting this together, because again, I try to typically steer clear of these issues and these situations in terms of my verbal communication of how I'm feeling, because it's obvious how I'm feeling. It sucks. It sucks to be afraid to raise a young black man in America today, because it's obviously not a one state problem. It's obviously not a one city problem. It is a multiple city problem, multiple state problem across the entire United States. We need change. We need something to happen. We need these things that are happening. The only hope that can come from these deaths is that our law enforcement understand how to treat us, and also us as black men know how to react in these situations to not escalate them further. And even that, to be honest with you, doesn't work, because I just watched the video the other day of some kid that was sitting in his car. He had no weapon in his hand. A cop shot him 6 times for no reason. And if that happened to have been, that's somebody's son. That's somebody's brother. That's somebody's dad, probably. Somebody's uncle. You don't know. So what I can say about how I'm feeling about this situation and what I hope for this situation is, because all we can do is hope, right? I don't plan on going out protesting. I don't plan on going out and harming anybody or any damaged goods, even though I understand why people are doing that. And if you don't understand that the aggravation that people have while they're doing that, then you need to really, really educate yourself on what has happened in race relations in this America that we love and we live in over the past 30, 40, 50 years. Okay, there's nothing changed. People have died. People have gone to jail. But our police officers are still walking free and clear after killing African American men in broad daylight on camera. So, with that being said, I just ask everybody, treat any race or any person the way you would like to be treated. You know, as cops, I understand you might be scared. You might have somebody that's from a bad neighborhood that you're used to seeing, and, you know, you pull them over and you might be nervous that they're going to attack you. If you are nervous that they are going to attack you, you are in the wrong line of work. I have friends that are, again, like I say again, I have friends that are in law enforcement. I have friends that have been a part of my life for years. You know, they handle those situations correctly. I've watched them pull over African-American men and or women. I've been a couple cars behind when I've seen them do that. And I've seen how they handle it. And they don't handle it the way that these people on TV are handling it. They're handling it with respect. Now, if you're disrespected and as an officer, if you're harmed and someone, regardless of their race, puts their hands on you and touches you or pulls a weapon on you, then you have to do what you have to do. But we cannot continue to allow our African-American men, our African-American women, our fathers, our cousins, our brothers, our friends to be getting killed like this. We can't allow it. We cannot allow it any further. So when you see loitering and looting and things like that, please do not focus on the action. Focus on the fact that it is a reaction from frustration for lack thereof of recourse of things that have been happening in our community. Guys, I love you. I'm so sorry to even discuss this stuff. I typically like to, keep it very positive. And again, my message is very simple. Regardless of race, color, creed, nationality, we have to focus on economic empowerment. Because once we focus on economic empowerment, once we become these business owners that are known in these cities and these things that can impact real change and elect officials in our local municipalities that do not treat and will not tolerate this kind of behavior, nothing's going to change. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. Stay well, stay safe.